In last class, we have discussed artificial neural network architecture. Artificial neural network architecture. So, in continuation with that, we will be learning methods or training your artificial neural network. Learning or training methods for the artificial neural network. Learning methods or training your artificial neural network. Hope my voice is audible. As it here it is visualizing that my voice is good, my speakers are good. Okay, so we shall start with the. So we were discussing in our previous class. We have started second unit, essentials of artificial neural network, operation of artificial neuron, type of neuron activation functions, ANN architectures. And like next one we'll be learning is learning strategies or learning methods, and or it is also called as training artificial neural network. Okay, training artificial neural network. Very few participants. So till some of your friends are not joining, let me ask you very basic questions. Okay, what are the basic components in a biological neuron? 254. Please respond. You can unmute and answer me. 254. Not responding. 252. 19 series 252. Please respond. Please be interactive. 281. 281. 19 series 281. What are the basic components or elements of biological neuron? Biological neuron. Please answer. You can unmute and answer.
మేడం అసలు రోజు వినిపించలేదు మేడం క్లాస్ మీది.
My
డైలీ మేడం.
my voice is also able
అసలు ఇది
to.
చాలా లోగా వినిపిస్తుంది మేడం అసలు.
I have seen the recorded videos. Voice is sufficient enough. Now also it is not audible.
మేడం అసలు చాలా లోగా వినిపిస్తుంది మేడం. వినిపిస్తుంది కానీ చాలా ఎక్కడో వినిపిస్తుంది మేడం.
Did you get my question?
లేదు మేడం.
Did you get my question?
ఐ డోంట్ మేడం. నాకు తెలియదు మేడం అది.
Only 16 numbers are present. What about others? Yes. Same. Only 16 members out of 150 members. Please. So today we shall review the previous classes. As many of your friends they have gone for supplementary examination. So we shall review the previous classes. So first introduction to neural networks. So basically the neural networks concept is designed artificial neural networks have come from the basic biological neural network. It is your neural network is a computer program which is inspired by the brain cells, also called biological neurons. When we say neural networks, we usually refer it to the artificial neural networks. The first artificial neural network was invented in 1958 by physiologist Frank Rosenwald, who called it as perceptron. Okay, the neural networks recognize the patterns, make predictions, forecasting the data, many things they work out. Neural networks. Okay, suppose we have also learned the advantages of neural networks over conventional computers, comparison between biological neural networks and artificial neural networks, human being versus computers, many variations we have discussed. See here, the basic building blocks for neural networks are neurons. We refer these neurons either as nodes or units. The input neuron receives signal from multiple number of other neurons. They process with the soma and they transmit the signal to output. Okay, using the activation function or your threshold value, they give you the desired output. So they receive input, they process, and they transmit through one output signal. So simple neural network. Here you can see the simple neural network. Hope it is visible to you. Simple neural network. X1, X2 are indicating input signal and Y is indicating output signal. Y is indicating output signal. So here W1, W2 are indicating your weights. So in the biological neuron, you have basically four components or four parts. We call them as dendrite, soma, axon, and axon terminal, or it is also called as synapse, which is connected to other neurons dendrite. Four basic parts of biological neuron. Dendrite, which are tree-like structures. Soma, which is acting like a processor. And your axon, which is transmitting your processed signal to neighboring dendrites. It is like a cable. This axon part is like a cable. And at the end of your axon terminal, we call it as synapse, which is transferring the signal to next dendrites. So based on this concept of biological neuron, your artificial neuron model is built up. So receiving input signal, okay, the dendrites, they receive the signal from neighboring neurons, IN1, IN2, IN3, IN. These are indicating your input signals, and this summing point is indicating the cell body, soma, or your cell body. Output is representing the axon, output terminals. Okay, the axon transmits the output of this neuron. Synapse, point of connection to other neurons. So in this soma processor, you have consideration of threshold or your bias or your activation function also. So based on this concept, you're based on the biological neuron model, artificial neuron model was designed. So we have also learned the ions concentration inside a cell, outside a cell, how it is building up to activation potential, and we have learned different models, different neuron models. Very basic model is Huxley neuron model, and we have also learned the electrical equivalent circuit for this model, and we have learned 3 other neuron models. Integrate and fire neuron model, spiking neuron model, and the last one is your McHale-Pitts neuron model, from which we have identified its electrical equation. All the signal is being transmitted in the form of activating or membrane potential or spiking signal. Okay, so the characteristics of artificial neural network. Artificial neural networks are exhibiting mapping capability. They can map input patterns to their output patterns. Neural networks learn by examples. The learning procedure is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced type. The neural networks can be trained with known examples of problems before they are tested for ability of referring, and they have capability to generalize. They can predict new outcomes from past signals or past patterns. They are fault tolerant and robust. They can recall full patterns from the incomplete or noisy or partial patterns. Neural networks process information at high speeds in parallel and distributed manner. Okay, this characteristics of ANN is asked for 2 marks. You need to mention any of the 5 characteristics of ANN. They have mapping capability. They learn by example. Their learning procedures are supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced type. Neural networks are trained with known examples. They can be they are tested for ability of referring. Neural networks have capability to generalize. They can predict outcomes based on past patterns. Okay, and they are fault tolerant, robust, so that they can recall full patterns from the incomplete or partial or noisy patterns. Neural networks process information at high speeds in parallel and distributed manner. Okay, and we have seen an example also. Some of the examples of McCullough-Pitts neuron model, and next applications of ANN. There are several applications of artificial neural network. Pattern recognition, images, handwriting and speech, forecasting, risk management, stock market, banking, weather forecasting, electrical load forecasting, control systems, robotics, and many more applications. So, how to implement logical gates by using McCullough-Pitts neuron model? We have seen the McCullough-Pitts neuron model, and AND gate, exclusive OR gate also we have seen. Always the weighted sum y in should be greater than or equal to threshold value, then only you will have your output to be 1. If y in is less than threshold value, the output will be 0. Based on that condition only your McCullough-Pitts neuron model is working. So these examples we have already discussed in our previous classes. Okay. Next, basic building blocks of ANN. There are three basic building blocks of ANN. Activation functions. First one is activation functions. Next one is architecture, and third one is your learning algorithms or adjustment of weights. Okay, supervised, unsupervised, or reinforced. So in our previous classes, once again I am repeating, there are certain activation functions which your signal need to be processed through. So basic activation function you need to consider is a unit step signal or heavy side signal. Once your input is greater than threshold value, your output will be 1. So here you can visualize this threshold value, and other activation function is signum function, which in which the activation function is varying between -1 and +1. Again the same thing, the summation weighed sum should be always greater than threshold value. In that case it will be positive +1. If the weighed sum is less than or equal to threshold value, it will be -1. Another one is sigmoidal function. This function is a continuous function which is varying gradually between the asymptotic values 0, 1, -1 and +1, which is usually given in terms of exponential form, that is phi of I is equal to 1 by 1 plus e power minus alpha t. Based on the variation of this alpha value, your signum function is changing between the values of -1 and +1, or between -1, 0 and 1. Okay, so here it is graphically given the sigmoidal function. Next one is hyperbolic tangent function. This function is phi of I is equal to tan h of I, which can produce negative output values, which is expressed as 2 by 1 plus epsilon e power minus lambda s minus 1. Okay, the hyperbolic tangent function. Hyperbolic tangent function. So these activation functions we will be utilizing in the operation of ANN. Next, coming to the architecture. Coming to the ANN architecture. Basically, the ANN architecture is given using directed graphs, or you call it as digraphs, which has vertices and edges. Okay, vertices are mentioned as V1, V2, V5, whereas your edges are mentioned here as E1, E2, E3, which are usually indicating the synaptic weights. The edges are indicating synaptic weights, vertices are indicating your neurons, either input layer neurons, hidden layer neurons, or output layer neurons. Okay, usually the neural network architecture is drawn using digraphs or directed graphs. So in the basic architecture, you are having single layer feed forward neural network, multi-layer feed forward neural network, and recurrent neural network. So in single layer feed forward neural network, you have only two layers, input layer and output layer, and different signals being transmitted from input to output. Suppose you are considering x1, signal is transmitted to y1, y2, yn, all other output m neurons. Likewise, remaining input neurons are transmitting their signals as per the requirement. So next one is your multi-layer feed forward neural network. So in this multi-layer feed forward neural network, you are having three layers. Apart from input layer and output layer, you are having one more layer known as hidden layer. Sorry. One more layer known as hidden layer. Okay, there are L number of input neurons, M number of hidden layer neurons, and N number of output neurons. So here you have set of weights being connected between input layer and hidden layer and output layer. Those weights, input hidden layer weights, they are mentioned as V, L, M. V, L. L is indicating input neuron. M is indicating hidden layer neuron. Similarly, weights in the output between hidden layer and outputs are indicated with W, J, K. Okay. Here, hidden layer number is indicating first term, and second term is your output layer neurons number. Next one is third architecture is your recurrent neural network. In this recurrent neural network, you have one feedback link between your output neuron and input neuron. There is an feedback link between one output neuron and input neuron, or there may be a self loop also, either within the output feedback output neuron or hidden layer neuron, like that. So next and important thing which I thought of discussing today is learning methods or training your neural network. Okay, this training neural network learning methods we'll be discussing in our next class, as your friends they have not joined, most of them were absent due to supplementary examination. So in the learning methods you have basically three types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. Okay, supervised learning means under the supervision of a teacher the student is learning. Suppose best example is, if you are physically present in classroom, if you are physically present in classroom, you can the teacher can give correct training for the student to learn things. Okay, suppose to learn nnfl only. So when the student has direct eye contact with the staff, also when he noted down when he note downs the notes from your blackboard onto the notes, he has good receiving of the concept. He can grasp correctly the point. Okay. See, you're watching on online. So some of you have just switched on the phone and left it, leave it like that, and you may be doing your some other works. So here, supervised learning under the supervision of some person, you are training up your neural network. So in this again you have further classification using error correction and stochastic. In the error correction again you have further classification, back sorry back propagation and least mean square learning method. So in the unsupervised, no one is there to monitor the student. They learn by themselves, self training. Okay, the further classification of unsupervised learning, you have Hebbian and competitive learning. And third one is reinforced learning. Teacher is present and it is the teacher is compelling the student learn by themselves by not giving correct answers. Okay, the training, one sort of training your neural network. You have three basic types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. Okay, so in these things we shall discuss in our next class. If you have any queries, you can ask. Please raise your hand or type in your chat box if you have any queries. So in next class, learning methodologies. We will be learning the learning techniques or training up artificial neural network methods. Okay. Suppose one best example I shall give you is you might have observed small kids when they are learning the words, they repeat a number of times to remember or to memorize. They repeat the word number of times, many number of times, all throughout the day. If they learn a word today, something like cow, okay, they repeat the word several number of times. Like that, learning process, learning process learning process is one of the important feature in the neural network. Okay, also human computational ability. See, human beings, they learn by the surroundings, they learn from the environment or they learn by the surroundings. So here in this artificial neural network, the learning thing is change in behavior. Okay, change in behavior of different parameters due to the past experience or due to practice. Okay, here in case of neural network learning, okay, the concept of learning, you need to modify the values of weights, threshold value, or your bias value, or different number of parameters, so which will be modified or optimized to get the best solution. Okay, learning phase. Okay, supervised learning. In this supervised learning or training, every input pattern that is used to train the network is associated with the output pattern. Okay, here in the supervised learning, every input pattern is used to train the network is compulsorily associated with your output pattern. This is called training set of data or input output relationship for the network training is available. Okay, so here the output of the network is compared with the target value and error is defined. In case if there is any feedback connection, you can modify the different parameters like weights, bias and threshold value. You are updating the network parameters which results in achieving the desired response. So in feedback control system, simple feedback feedback control system, the output is fed back to the input and you are calculating the error signal and modifying. If you are feeding this error signal to your plant, you get the desired output response. In the similar fashion, your artificial neural network training or learning methodology. In case feedback is in existence in the network, you need to update all the parameters, the weights, the bias value or your threshold value also, which results in better output. This type of training with the help of a teacher is known as supervised training or supervised learning. So in the other case, unsupervised unsupervised learning, uh, the target output is not available. Okay, and there is no error determination. So as the incoming signals comes, the output will be obtained. So there is no one to monitor the patterns whether the desired output is achieved or not. So the system is learning by itself, by its own, and discovering and adapting to structural features, structural inputs from the input patterns. This sort of training is also known as learning without a teacher or unsupervised learning. And the third method is reinforced learning. So here, although your teacher is available, okay, in the classroom your teacher is available, the teacher is not telling your expected answer, the desired answer, but only tells whether it is correct or not. If the output is correct, it it is given some award, or if it is wrong, it is given some penalty, which is useful for learning the network parameters. Okay, so among these three types of learning, supervised, unsupervised and reinforced learning, the first two one, supervised and unsupervised learnings, are the most popular forms of learning, whereas this unsupervised learning is very common in biological systems. So it is very important that your artificial neural networks training data is always available for certain application of your neural network. So, which we'll be discussing in detail in our next class. The learning methods. So, if you have any queries, you can ask in chat box. I'll definitely share the video links in which are uploaded in YouTube, as well as I will share the textbooks also available with me in Google Drive. Okay.